Hi, Susanna. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Susanna Crossman. Susanna will be running two workshops for London Lit Lab over the next month. Well, one at the end of this month and one at the end of next month. And we wanted to talk a little bit about those courses here just briefly. So Susanna Crossman is an award-winning writer. Her critically acclaimed memoir, Home is Where We Start, was published by Fig Tree Penguin in 2024. Her new novel, The Orange Notebooks, will be published by Blue Moose Books in 2025. She has recent work in Eon, Vogue, Paris Review, and more, and she regularly collaborates with artists and filmmakers and works internationally as a lecturer and clinical arts therapist. Now, Susanna's already run one of three workshops with us, which focused on play techniques when writing, when doing creative writing, whether non-fiction or fiction. And I'm just going to ask you, Susanna, to tell us a little bit about these two additional workshops that you're doing. One of them is called Writing Using Visual, Musical, and Drama Techniques, and that's on the 26th of April between 2 and 4 p.m. The second one is Developing a Creative Thinking Writing Practice, and that's on the 21st of June, 2 till 4 p.m. We've got all the details in the notes, so you don't have to make notes on this. You can see them in the details of our newsletter. But Susanna, just tell us briefly about these two courses that you'll be running with us.
So, hi Lily. I'm very excited to be running these courses with London Lit Lab. So, the first course on the 26th will be drawing on techniques from the visual arts, from music and from drama. And we'll also be having artists coming in and talking about their processes. And this will be bringing tools into your creative practice as a writer. And the second course, which is on the 21st of June, is going to be very much looking at your writing process. So it's more of a bespoke course, and we'll be trying to work out for each of us how we write, what we'd like to change about how we write, and then putting in place an action plan for our future writing.
Fantastic. And can you tell us a little bit about why play is so important to the creative practice in your view?
I think that any artist who using a creative practice has a craft and a technique idea. And then we have the originality of what we do. So coming up with the idea that nobody has ever thought of before. And I think play is at the heart of that. Play is allows us to take risks, deal with uncertainty. There's a Greek philosopher, Heraclitus, who said, it's the lightning bolt that steers all things. And I think for us as writers, it's as vital as the ink in our pen.
Fantastic. And can you just tell us a little bit for those creative writers who have done fiction courses or non-fiction courses, what original techniques or new techniques might they be taking away from doing these courses with you?
So the first course will be looking at those three artistic practices, visual arts, music, and drama. So from the visual arts, we'll be looking at montage technique from cinema, which is incredibly useful for editing. We'll be looking at mind maps and other visual techniques, which are very good for developing book outlines, generating material. From music, we'll be looking at improvisation techniques, and we'll be having exercises through Helen Ottaway, who's a composer. And from drama, we'll be looking at what if, all of the what if techniques from improvisation. And then from the second course, we'll be using methods from transactional analysis, which is a very good way to do a kind of auto evaluation of our writing process. And looking at a lot of our key habits and how we can introduce play into our processes. So really fueling all the time our creativity, which I think is, it's not an easy thing always to do. And it's really important to realize how our personal creative practice works.
Great, thank you. And just lastly, can you tell us three reasons why writers should sign up for these workshops?
Because we're going to have loads of fun. And we're going to be reigniting and very much liberating our creative fire, and looking very broadly from punk to Plato at how creativity works. You'll be going home with a toolbox of new techniques. That's always incredibly important to me. That there's some practical things people can apply to their writing process when I run courses. And we'll be talking about that question I think we don't often talk about, which is how to practice play, um, how to work on our originality, our dreaming, and really producing innovative ideas. There's a French philosopher, Bachelard, who says that when the image is new, when the work is new, the world is new. So we'll all be going home with lots of newness.
That's fantastic. That was a few more than three, but that's that's even better. Great. They're going to be going home with a massive toolbox. Thank you so much, Susanna. And yeah,
Thanks, Lily.
anyone who wants to sign up, all the details are in the notes in this newsletter. So yeah, and brilliant. Thank you so much, Susanna. See you soon.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Lily.